We're back with some Amphibia. How's everyone doing today, guys? My name is T Codes, and we're now in season 2 of Amphibia. Like I said, I needed a break for to get everything settled for my last couple of weeks of class, with finals and all that. Not to mention, if I'm correct, if I'm correct, this season of the vlogs will go all the way to the day of the season finale, which is going to be on May 1st, that Saturday. So if I release these on the right days, I should be able to get these done like that. So here's hoping. And I'll say it right now, what a way to kick off the second season. And part of me kind of likes the idea of how they tackled this first episode, because literally like the first, I want to say first 2 minutes of this episode is them just acknowledging the fact that it's the second season, and we're like, all right, we're at this point. It's like, it's been 3, like they have I think it was in the first episode of the series where they had this one frog get snatched by this gigantic dragonfly, and then they open on that shot. He's just like, he flies by and he's like, "Yep, it's been 3 months. I'm still up here. Help me!" And even Ann and Sprig are talking about it. It's like, new season. Really excited, aren't you? Yeah, anything's possible now with this new season. Just gotta love those fourth wall breaks. And along with the new season comes a slight change to the intro. For the most part, it stays the same, minus the addition. Yeah. Like in this first season, you had your shot of like Ann and Sprig being like they're in the woods, and then they get attacked by this creature, and then you have the shot of the photo of Anne, Sasha, and Marcy in the rainstorm with the tower in the background. This time it's traded off with Sasha and Anne battling in this castle-like area. They're both with swords, and then you still have the lightning flash. But this time it's I want to say it's Marcy. I mean, it's someone in a hood holding the calamity box, and so I'm guessing that it is Marcy, because kind of didn't look like a human. So I mean, I think it's a pretty crazy intro. It definitely caught me off guard when I was watching it. So yeah, I completely forgot to say the name of this episode. This is episode 21A. This is Handy Ann. Back with the puns. This is again, it's interesting because the first part of this episode is them acknowledging the fact that we're now in a new season, new things, opportunities, and then we obviously now the mountain has finally cleared up. The mountain pass has finally cleared up, and Hot Pop has taken precautions on that, and he has given the family a family wagon, or he calls it a flagon. I'm already a few episodes into the second season, and just, God, it's a flag, and God, they are really trying to pull that with the flagon. I probably will call it the flagon, or I don't know if I will or not. Right now, I'm just calling it the wagon, because it technically is a wagon. So, Anne is a little bit worried about the family going with her to Newtopia, because Hot Pop says it's basically the capital, it's the capital of Amphibia, or like the metropolis kind of thing. So if there's any place in Amphibia where they can get answers on how Anne can get back home, it's there. And they say that it's a 2-week journey, so they're gonna spend some time on the road. Spend time. If it takes them 2 weeks to get to Newtopia, that means it's gonna take them 2 weeks to get back to Newtopia, which means that's a month. And I'm guessing it's gonna take a little bit more than 2 weeks, because you never know what's gonna happen on the way there. So obviously, a majority of this season, I'm imagining, is going to take place on the road. I don't mind that. I honestly don't. Like I said, I'm a few episodes in, and so far the where we've been, where we've encountered places we've encountered are pretty cool. And not to mention, it kind of reminds me of the first season of Avatar: The Last Airbender. You know, most of that first season, or heck, pretty much the entire first season, was them on a journey, like, you know, because they started off in the South Pole and they concluded the first season in the North Pole. That is not, you know, they spend that entire first season going from south to north. So this, I don't mind them going from Wartwood to Notopia. I mean, obviously, I doubt that'll be the entire premise of the season. I mean, because they already established a few things about how Anne, and obviously with Anne and Sasha, and how they got there. So I imagine maybe a mid-season finale they'll show up in Newtopia. I don't know. I'm thinking way too many steps ahead right now. I just focus on this episode. This episode is them pretty much getting ready to leave, and as I said before, Anne is a little bit worried for the family because in her head they're doing this because of her. You know, they're like, they wouldn't be doing this if she wasn't there. So she kind of feels like that she needs to take responsibility and, you know, do everything she can to make it easy for them, you know, make them show they don't have to worry about anything. And that starts with pretty much fortifying the house, you know, kind of like adding a security system. But in Anne's case, it's pretty much fortifying the house. She originally, you know, Hop Hop was going to give Hop Hop wanted Anne to give the key to the house to Chuck. Chuck is the dude from the Bug Ball episode. You know, he's like, I like tulips, or was it turnips? Tulips. I like tulips. That guy. He shows up in this. I love how they set him up too. It's like, give it to Chuck. Chuck? Who's Chuck? Oh, you've met Chuck. Remember the Bug Ball game? Oh, yeah, Chuck, right. And then Chuck shows up and it's like, oh, yeah, Chuck. I love that. I love how I like how, even if you do remember Chuck, you find that funny to be like, oh yeah, you got built nice build up. But then if you forgot about Chuck, it's not only a nice way to refresh your memory, but it's kind of funny to have it be like that. And it's like, who's Chuck again? Again, it kind of makes sense with the new season because they had time in between. I mean, then again, wouldn't you have gotten caught up with? Never mind. I'm nitpicking really. So, Anne at first doesn't trust Chuck because Chuck is Chuck. So she, like I said, so she takes matters into her own hands and fortifies the house. She, for the most part, sets up a lot of interesting traps. Like she adds spikes to the roof of the house. She clears it with she surrounds it with barbed wire. She digs ditches with a bunch of pointy weapons in them. She sets up these gigantic rat traps all over the place. That was kind of creepy. And then the last thing she did was she went to Wallow, and this was kind of funny. She's like, "Do you have anything that can help me protect the crops of the farm?" And you think, "Oh, he's gonna do the I do not," but this time he actually says, "I do." And like they both, and like I love the awkward silence for a second. Like both he and Anne are like, wow, that was actually weird. Yeah, that was weird. I love it. It's again, it's little moments like that that are really funny because again, you know, this character does not use abbreviate contractions. So everything he says is like this. I do not. I do not. Okay, I'm sorry. So obviously, let's see. So yeah, Anne gets all this mysterious goo that she got from Hollow, and so she dumps it on the crops, and pretty much like I kind of expected, the crops come to life, and they start attacking. We forgot. So while Anne's doing all of this, the family is packing. Polly pretty much is packed. Hop Hop, I think, either fell asleep or was. Oh no! He was like Polly's like, "Hey Hop Hop, you need help packing?" And he's like, "Yeah, do you know what ascot would work better?" or something like that. Like he's packing ascots. So Polly leaves him, and then Sprig, meanwhile, all he's packing is a slingshot, and he has more than one slingshot. He has quite a few. There are a few that are very interesting. One of them was like in the infinity shaped. Another was literally a sniper rifle, but the edge of it was the slingshot. So it's kind of like that. Remember the Mandalorian rifle that he had? You know, like at the edge. Actually, hang on. I actually have the. I have him. I have him right here. So like, you know, this part of his gun, like, you know, so Sprig, it's the pretty much kind of the same gun, but it has a slingshot. It has a slingshot at the end of it. This came out in 2020. Actually, yeah, this could have been a Mandalorian reference. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. Tell me in the comments if you know. Awesome. This is I don't have too many Funko Pops. Let's see. I have 7 with me here in my college dorm, and I got 4 more back home. So I only have like 11. Let's see. I remember when the Mandalorian came out with the Funko, and my mom really wanted the Baby Yoda Funko Pop, so she that was pretty. That's cute. The Funko Pop of Baby Yoda's cute. Okay, I'm way off topic. Sprig, yeah, pretty much Sprig spends most of his episode trying to figure out which slingshot he wants to bring, and even Polly messes with him. Like Sprig's like, you know what, I think I'm gonna take this one. Yeah, you know, I'm pretty confident about it. And Polly's like, oh, you want to take that one? And Sprig's like, why? What's wrong with it? Like, he's so freaking out. Okay, so after Anne dumps the goo on the vegetables, like I said, they come to life and they start attacking. And again, at first, it seems like the family can handle it. You know, Anne pretty much deals with them, but then the vegetables, they do basically, you know, when you take all these vegetables and you put them into one, you get a freaking Vegasoid. That's pretty much what I call it. It's a Vegasoid. It's like, what the absolute heck? Like, this episode, in my opinion, goes from 0 to 100 real quick in terms of just, I mean, again, you know, when you see the mysterious goo, you're like, okay, something's gonna go wrong, something's gonna go awry. But I didn't think it would go this awry. Like, I thought it would be Vegetable Army and they would fight him and that would be it. But no, they take it a step further with this giant Vegasoid. And it destroys the house too. Like they have it's, and you feel it. You feel the impact of it. You feel yourself hit by it, because as the Vegasoid, it doesn't even like purposely destroy a house. It falls on one of the rat traps and trips and falls on it. And yeah, you obviously have the family screaming no, you have Anne screaming no, and you just have this music in the background, and you really feel that moment. Cause you've been it's like if the mystery, it's like when it's kind of like when the Mystery Shack got partially destroyed in the season 1 finale of Gravity Falls, or just if the shack itself like got fully destroyed, you feel that, you know, and that really shows how much the show, God, I really can't think of other words to say. This series, it really shows how this series leaves you with impact. And so seeing the house destroyed, just, yeah, it hurt. I honestly, because you don't know if that's the last time you'll see the house. because they were talking about, okay, we're gonna leave, we're gonna go on this journey, so they could technically leave the house in shambles. Like it's like that could have been the end of it. But then okay, I this in my opinion is either a Matt Bradley going full on, you know what, I'm just gonna go all out with this last bit, or this is something more. So after the house gets destroyed, Anne obviously feels hurt because she unintentionally did it, caused all this. So the Vegazoid comes back to her and is about to crush her with its foot. Then Anne, all the while Anne is looking down. And so the Vegazoid goes down to crush her, Anne steps aside, and then, the foot lands and Anne's still looking down. And then all of a sudden she glares up at the Vegazoid and then her eyes are glowing blue. A part of me feels okay. So at first I was like thinking, okay, we're going full on anime freaking crazy stuff. And it does because Anne like runs up the Vegazoid's arm and you just go full on psycho mode, like God of War, to stabs the eyes of the Vegazoid, one with her sword and the other with their tennis racket, and the whole thing just crumbles and falls apart, and she gives off a terrible one-liner, "Eat your vegetables." Nah. But I thought back to like again, her eyes glow blue. And I remember, the Calamity, one of the three colors that the Calamity box had with its gems, and like when it opens up and it glows, one of the colors was blue. It's blue, red, and green. I think it's red. Blue, red, green, pretty much. So it kind of gets me wondering if this is like maybe Anne has actual powers. Maybe there's magic. It's weird because you have a moment like that where you like in a show like, let's say, Phineas and Ferb. Like if they did that in an episode, it's like, okay, they're doing that for fun. This series though, you don't know. You really don't know, because if they did this and they never acknowledge it, yeah, it would be crazy, it would be funny, but it'd be like, wait, what was the point of it? Like that's the thing with episodes like this, there's a point. Like, I mean, yeah, you have that thing at the beginning with the frog, with the dragonfly, he's like, it's been 3 months, I'm still up here, like, they're acknowledging that. This, I feel like, if they never acknowledge it, it's gonna be weird. So, in my opinion, I feel like there's more to this, and, I can be completely wrong, but, 3 colors of the Calamity box, 3 jewels of the Calamity box, all of them red, blue, green, and red. I took a picture of the Calamity box. I've observed it. So, if I'm guessing, Sasha, from what we usually see, she has a red sword in the new intro. I'm guessing that's gonna be her. She's gonna be red. Marcy, once we finally see her, still be green. So who knows? I'm really trying to think that moment is gonna have importance. I have no idea. I guess all I can say is we'll find out. But yeah. So Anne destroys Vegazoid. Then she apologizes to the family, admits that it was her fault. She says she felt so bad that they were doing this for her, like they were like, you guys are going on this trip for me. I didn't want, I felt so bad about that. But then Hot Pup's like, well, we're not doing it for you. We're doing this with you. They're like, we're doing this because we want to help. We are with you on this. We know how much this means to you, and you basically are a family, so we're in this together. It's like, and I like that. I like how they're pretty much stating, like, no matter what, we're with you all the way. You're with your family, we're with all this. And it seems like, they make amends. That's pretty. Again, we're doing. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much like Gravity Falls, where every episode has a lesson. You gotta be like, okay, well, you gotta. It's kind of have to spell it out, and so obviously because kids, sometimes, not every, kids need to sometimes have the message spelled out for them to fully understand it. Again, I really don't mind. It's a kid show. It's Disney. The fact that I'm watching this and I'm in college, I'm like, okay. But fun little twist on these is, when the house destroyed, Hop Pop whistles someone, and it's Chuck who comes in and literally fixes the house in a snap. It's one of those crazy cloud things, and it just comes by the screen and everything's fixed again. That's basically what this is. Chuck comes by, does that, house is fixed, and Hop Pop's like, why'd you think I asked Chuck to do this in the first place? It's like, yeah, it would make sense, because if anything got destroyed, Chuck would just come in and fix it. Pretty straightforward. And so, obviously, with everyone packed, everything sorted out, they get in the wagon. You know what? They get in the wagon. There. I can't believe I already broke. Dang it. They get in the wagon, and they leave it with this, and asking Hop Pop if they should be leaving without the calamity box. Or, she's still calling it the music box, but Hop Pop obviously knows different. Hop Pop glances at the tree where he buried it, and he's like, nope, we should be fine without it. And it's like, okay, and then they leave. I'm gonna say it right now, the episode when Anne discovers that Hop Pop was lying to her about what really was happening with the calamity box, that's gonna be a tough episode in my opinion, because just all that trust that Anne has built with Hop Pop, not only just Anne, Sprig and Polly, knowing Anne's gonna be mad, but Sprig and Polly is also like. I didn't want to talk about this prior to, but it really just occurred to me. I mean, it's crossed my mind before, but Sprig and Polly, their parents, where are they? Because Hop Pop, they've said before, they have acknowledged that Hop Pop is their father, or grandfather, pretty much. So, where are Sprig and Polly's parents? A lot of mysteries. And that's why I like this show. That's why I like this one in the Owl House, because not only is there, it's what makes a great show. Character, story, world building, comedy, mystery, and color. There's a lot of color. Obviously this one, the main color is green, but yeah, it's crazy, and I'm excited to see where we go from here. Okay. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I think I definitely gone one hour longer than I was thinking. But yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed, and see you in the next one.